Hello, my name is Chineku Ore. I'm your partner in Parenting Progress from Learning World, and we are sharing some tips for you on how to maintain balance while working from home and at the same time providing guidance to children learning virtually. In this pandemic season, a lot of new things are coming up, and parents have to manage their work and guiding their children as they learn, and it's been a difficult thing for some people, and somehow they might have had some challenges with maintaining balance while working and at the same time looking into the affairs of their children. So we've put together a few tips that we hope will help you in this journey. The first thing I want to encourage everyone to do is to maintain a positive attitude. Attitude, they say, is everything, and I want to believe that that is so. A lot of people have fears from a lot of information flying about the whole place. So I want to encourage everyone to try as much as possible to limit their exposure to bad news and try to feed themselves with positive vibes, probably from the Word of God, from prayers, and from focusing on positive news, because in the midst of everything there are still some positive things that are happening. So it's important that you maintain a positive attitude, because your attitude sets the tone in your home. If your children perceive that you are tense, if your children perceive that you are unhappy, it will affect the tone in your home. The atmosphere will be tense. But if your children notice that you have a joyful disposition, you have a positive disposition in the midst of all this, it will also help them to have a positive approach and disposition to what they have to do, and it will help the whole environment of the home in the long run. So one of the ways you could also maintain a positive attitude is to choose to be grateful, because in the midst of all these things there must be something to be thankful for. So try to identify those things and choose to be grateful about that, and share your moments of gratitude with your children so that they will see that in the midst of all things it is not all bad news. And another thing you should do is to ensure that there is a lot of cheer in your home front. So smile as much as possible, crack jokes, and just take it easy. Secondly, another thing that can really help you to maintain balance while working at home and helping your children is to prioritize, because it looks as if there are so many things you have to do in a day. You have thousands of tasks that seem to be calling out at you, but there are some that are more important than others, and if you do not take time to prioritize, you might spend all your time engaging in activities that are not really adding so much value, while the important activities might suffer. So one thing you have to always ask yourself is, are these tasks important, and how urgent are they? This will help you to prioritize. Of course, as you scale your priorities, you must know the ones that you must do by yourself and the things that you should do, and then the things that you may do. So you will give attention to those things that you must do. Those are the things that are most important, and then you have to do the things that are most urgent amongst the most important things first. Now, another thing I want to encourage you to do in your prioritization is that you should just take the bull by the horn and eat the frog. When I say eat the frog, I mean that thing that looks like it's so big and unsurmountable. Prioritize that to be the first thing that you do in the course of your day, and once you have it out of the way, it's easier for you to contend with other simpler tasks. And as much as possible, if you're able to start your day early, you wake up earlier than the children, there are some things that you'll be able to achieve that will take a lot out of off your shoulders and help you to focus on helping your children when they get up and have to start out their day. So how do I prioritize? Like I said, you have to know the things that you must do, the things that you should do, and the things that you may do. So when you find out the things that you must do, give it your attention. But if there are things that are urgent but mustn't be done by you, you have to find a way to delegate. Then there are some other things that are very important, but they might not be so urgent. Those you can choose to schedule to do at a later time. So you have ample time to focus on those tasks that are most important and at the same time most urgent. Let's say, for example, you have work deadlines and there are things you have to do by yourself. You have to prioritize them. But there are some times that you might not have to do the cooking or the shopping by yourself, but you still need to eat in the house and you still need to buy those things. So those things are equally important, but you can delegate them. So you have to be able to master the art of prioritization. Then another thing that will go a long way to help, we know these things, but sometimes we don't apply them. Using schedules help a lot, because when you have a schedule and a routine, everybody knows what everybody is supposed to be doing at every point in time, and then you don't have to talk too much and or drop the ball, because if you don't have a schedule, you don't have to-do lists, you don't know what you're supposed to do in the course of the day, you might find out that there are some things that are really very important that you're supposed to do, but you forgot in the course of the day or something. So what do schedules do for you? It helps you to have a clear picture of what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to achieve at the end of the day. So when you have a clear picture, it helps you to stay organized. So you know that at this point in time, I should be doing this. That way, you don't spend your time in time-wasting activities and you limit distractions. And with a proper schedule, you have a calmer home front. And for the children, it goes a long way to help them in becoming more independent, because if they have their schedules put up for them and they know what they're supposed to be doing bedtime, they will be able to take responsibility sometimes and do what they're supposed to do. I know that this might not work as like clockwork, but over time, the children will begin to build healthy habits. Initially, you might have to do a lot of prodding, follow-up, talking, but as time progresses, it gets into them, because people build habits over time when they do the same things consistently over and again, and then their body system adjusts and adapts to that schedule, and it will make things easier for you. I want to just quickly mention some things that must be a part of your scheduling. You must have a time for waking up and the bedtime. You have a time for meditation and devotion early in the morning that will help to set the tone of your day and put things in focus for you. You have to schedule the bathing times and the meal times. You have to schedule the time for chores and morning duties or whatever other duties. Schedule the time for work for the adults and school tasks for the children, and of course there should be time for relaxation and family times. So all these things are very important, and I want to encourage you to limit distractions. I know that we always have that urge to check our phone because we feel that we have this very important message that will come in, and if you do not read that message, then maybe you miss that big contract you've been waiting for. But the truth of the matter is this: if you put away your phone for some hours, you'll come back and find out that there wasn't really anything that was so important that you missed out. So the phones can be a huge source of distraction for anybody. As much as possible, try to schedule in times for checking your phone, your social media, and what have you, so that it will not eat up your time unnecessarily. Then I want to encourage you to just breathe. Sometimes you might miss out on some deadlines, sometimes things might not go the way you want them to go, but just breathe. Nobody is perfect. We are all working towards perfection, and this is a learning curve that nobody has really been on. Everybody is still trying to figure it out. Then another thing that can also help your psyche is to put yourself together like you're in that workspace. Sometimes you find out that you wake up and then you go into your day, you don't have a bath, you don't dress properly and all that. It affects your mindset. So if you can, when you wake up in the morning, get yourself and the children to have their bath in line with their schedule, and dress up, sit up in a proper position, and face your tasks. So in summary, I'll just quickly run through the things I think that are very critical to help you to maintain some kind of balance in these times. Maintain a positive attitude. Prioritize. Use your schedules. And I'm sure that this will go a long way in helping you to be more productive while maintaining your sanity in this period. Once again, my name is Chineku Ore. I'm your partner in Parenting Progress, and this is a Raising Outstanding Kids project, which is a vision of a learning world. Our mission is to partner with parents to help them raise outstanding children by providing them with resources that they need, tips and advice that will help them in their parenting journey. And our hope is that as we work with you, we'll be able to raise a better generation in the future. Thank you.